Hi everyone, welcome back. Today we are back at it. We're gonna start working on the Jeep today. I got the part already, so I'm just gonna toss it in there real quick. The part cost me around $17 online. I'm gonna put the link on the description below, so in case you need this part, you know where to get it. Let's go ahead and get started. Now, they do sell a special socket in order to remove oxygen sensors, and they got all kinds of different tools and wrenches you can use to remove these oxygen sensors. But 9 times out of 10, a simple wrench will do just fine. There is some oxygen sensors there are in tight spots that are a little bit harder to get to. In those instances, we'll need one of those special tools. But in this situation here, it is fairly accessible. I should be able to get to it with this wrench, so I don't need any special tools in order to get that oxygen sensor off, and that should take care of that check engine light. So let me show you guys how to do that. Now on this one here, we shouldn't need any special tools. A simple 22mm wrench should be sufficient. On this vehicle here, normally you want to lift the vehicle in order obviously to get to the exhaust system. Fortunately, this Jeep is high enough where I can just get right under it without having to go through the trouble of lifting the vehicle.
Okay, so we are under the vehicle now. This here, I don't know if you can see it. This here is the oxygen sensor on the passenger side. This is oxygen sensor number 2, and it's number 2 downstream because it's past the catalytic converter. So that's how you'll know if it's upstream or downstream. Downstream means after the cat, upstream means before the cat. So keep that in mind. Now this one here shouldn't be tough to get to. As I mentioned, there is some accessibility right here. So let's get this one off.
Here's a quick little trick to make this thing even easier to install. You take a pair of wire cutters and you can cut anywhere on the cord here. Closer to the base is usually easier. As long as you can cut this connector off so you can slide this wrench in, you're good to go. That way you can be sure you don't strip the oxygen sensor. These sensors do get seized on there after going through heat cycles so much. So just keep that in mind.
Easy as that. And there you go. Oxygen sensor is out. Now I know this is obvious, but don't forget to remove this plastic cap off your oxygen sensor before installing it. Now, one thing to keep in mind, when you're screwing this oxygen sensor on, the cable itself is going to twist. So what I like to do, I like to turn it the opposite way a couple times. That way when I'm trying to screw it on, it's actually straightening out the cord as opposed to tangling it up. And you want to turn this by hand as far as possible, and then just grab your wrench and just give it a quick snug. Perfect.
Okay, perfect. Now all you have to do is connect it back and reset this check engine light and take the car for a spin and see if that light comes back on. It shouldn't come back on. That was the code that we got. It was sensor 2, bank 2. Now in order to tell the difference between bank 1 and bank 2, typically on most vehicles, your bank 1 is going to be right on the driver's side. That's going to be cylinder 1 right here, and most likely cylinder 2 is going to be on this side, on the passenger side. So bank 2 is going to be on 2, and then downstream, which is sensor 2, is going to be past the catalytic converter, just like I mentioned earlier. And that's how you're going to know which sensor you're going to need when you pull that code. I know it's extremely confusing when you see bank 2 sensor 2 and you're like, what does that mean? So there's no more guesswork. That's how you figure it out. You can, 9 times out of 10, you can just look online and see where is cylinder 1, and that's going to be bank 1. Where's cylinder 2, that's going to be bank 2. Just keep that in mind. I know on some vehicles it might be slightly different. Just check your owner's manual, but 9 times out of 10, that's exactly how it's going to be. Keep that in mind. Okay, so there you have it. The Jeep is done. Total, I paid $500 for this truck. I paid $17 for that oxygen sensor, and I paid $20 for the oil pan gasket. I ordered the oil pan gasket at my local auto parts store. They should have it in tomorrow, so tomorrow I'm gonna pick that up, throw it on there, and I do have a potential interested buyer that is willing to trade me something pretty cool for this car. So I'm gonna meet with them tomorrow, and then hopefully we can get that deal done, and I can show you guys what my next project might be. So stay tuned, and I'm gonna show you guys roughly what the trade value would be on that vehicle that I am taking in. So I'll keep you guys posted on that. Right on the nick of time, it started raining. Anyways, thanks for watching, guys. Please subscribe if you haven't done so already. If you like the video, please hit that thumbs up button. It really helps me out. It keeps me motivated to keep making these videos. Thanks again. Thanks for watching.